So I have my material set out, my objects that I've collected for my memory, and I'm going to think about how I can use those objects to create marks and textures, how they can represent my memory, how I can show emotion, and then what principles of composition and compositional strategies I'm going to use. I'm going to, fill this page with those explorations. Um, and so I might start simple. I might, you know, think about tracing things. So that's often the first place that we might go is drawing from our objects or representing the objects that connect to our memory. So that might be one thing. So this is the little fragment that I found when I was little. This is one that I found later on. And then, I have these photographs that I've shared. And so drawing from them. And then I might extend this idea beyond just a literal representation of these places and these things and start thinking a little bit more symbolically, metaphorically, right? And not just representing them, but thinking about those memories. So one of them was near my house was this little grove of bamboo. And so I might take my brush and take some watercolor. In tempera paint or acrylic paint that's thicker might be better for this if you have it. I'm just have some watercolor, and this is a little piece of bamboo that I had that I cut. And so I might think about these shapes, green like the color of bamboo. Or this bigger one. I'll mix up like a again, watercolor is not the best because it's not very thick. It kind of works. So you might have objects that you can literally use to make that. So part of that memory was also this story of my dad getting a flat tire in his blue pickup truck. So maybe I take some blue paint. And again, I don't know if this is going to work, but this is just about trying things, right? Oh, a little bit. Okay. Or I might try putting down, that's kind of nice. And that's the thing. This is all about discovery. You're not worried about the composition, not worried about where things are going, just that I might try this in my final composition once I've planned my thumbnail sketches. Another object that I have is this coin. This was my great-great-grandfather gave it to me. And I also liked that Liberty is written on it and the house itself sits on Liberty Road. So I could draw it. I could obviously trace it. I could use it as again, as a stencil. Another thing that you could do if you have things that are textured, coins are really great for that, is to make a rubbing. So I'm just going to set that under my page, and I'm going to use the side of a pencil. And you can experiment with different kinds of pencils, a crayon. That one, I'm going to try just the pencil itself. Sometimes taping it down underneath helps prevent it from moving around. The other thing that you can do is sometimes sketchbook paper is a little too thick. So this is just some printer paper. You know, and I kind of like this sort of incomplete rubbing. That's kind of interesting. You know, like if I try to just do Liberty. I think that's kind of nice. I kind of like that. I also have some dirt. Again, this idea of like digging in the dirt for the arrowhead. You know, and then maybe go in with where I traced that and some white. Again, I may need some paint that's a little more opaque. All right. And then I might take some layers to paint away that. Pencil. Nice. And this pencil is actually water soluble, so I can draw and then kind of turn it into paint, which is fun. So then I might think about this idea of like discovery and imagination that's connected to like that emotion, that memory. Repetition is a principle of design. Compositional strategy. There's like visual, visual movement moving upwards. So that could be the hand. This idea of finding, digging, using the hands. Maybe I, fingerprints. I also have grass, thinking about like grass in the yard or like the bamboo leaves. I don't have any bamboo leaves, but this could be something that I could use as like a stencil. You know, or even like a brush itself. I don't know. You know, and this is where you can make those mistakes and say, oh, I don't like that at all. It's ruined my composition, whatever. This is just about playing, just about experimenting. You know, and then if you like, like this, glue it down somewhere. Okay. Maybe that narrative that's again, your final artwork can look like this. It can be collagey and expressive or non-objective, or it can be more organized. This is just about trying things, experimenting with your materials, and kind of thinking about how the actual materials can have meaning within your artwork.